And welcome to Deepdale for what is undoubtedly a highly emotional day ahead. And in our company, we welcome Jason McAteer and Jay Spearing as well to our coverage here this afternoon. The most horrific of weeks, but Liverpool are back in action again. Their first pre-season game ahead of the summer tour, and 5 weeks away from a new Premier League season as well. And if you feel that you can spend the afternoon and the day with us, the build-up here is live across all of our platforms with the full match Preston against Liverpool live on LFC TV and all red video, YouTube memberships as well. All of the build-up, stay where you are for that this afternoon as well. And welcome to Deepdale, and for an afternoon that is going to be very tough, I think, for all of us. We welcome Jason McAteer and Jay Spearing as well. It feels anything but the normal build-up to an opening match of the campaign, so we appreciate you for being there, and also to our two guests as well for being here this afternoon as Liverpool take on Preston here as well. It's been right and proper also that we give the players and the manager time to adapt to the most tragic loss of Diogo Jota and his brother Andre during the week as well, so we deliberately stayed away from them in what would be a usual build-up to the first pre-season game. But Arne Slot was kind enough to give us some time yesterday, and also to react to the world that everybody has been trying to consume beyond the footballing world, that Diogo Jota had passed away. He's been catching up with James Carroll.
It's a difficult time for everybody connected with Liverpool Football Club as we deal with the loss of Diogo Jota and his brother Andre. Is it possible to explain the impact this loss has had on the team and the way the players and staff have responded to this tragedy?
First of all, it had a lot of impact on us, but nothing compared to the loss that is felt by his parents, his wife Ruth, and his children and his other family. So the first feeling we all have is of sadness. The second feeling that comes to my mind is proud. I think his parents and Ruth can be so proud of the player and the person he was, mainly the person. I've spoken to many of his teammates, I've spoken to many staff members, and they all rate him so high, and they all say how nice of a person he was, that he was always himself. So they should and will be very proud if they could hear what all his teammates and all the staff members would say about him. Second of all, I think our fans can be so proud about the players we have at this club. They've seen them winning the league, so that was a great achievement. But what they did in the last week, the togetherness they had, how they conducted themselves when we were in Portugal together. The fans couldn't have asked for more from our players when it comes to how great human beings they are. So yeah, those are the two emotions. Of course, the first emotion of sadness is much stronger than the one of being proud, but it's the both of them.
You visited Anfield along with your wife earlier this week to pay your own respects. Are you able to put into words what that experience was like? No, it's almost impossible to put anything into words in this moment of time. But both of us felt it was the right thing to do, to go there and to pay our respects. Not only me, but definitely also my wife, to pay our respects to him, to his brother, to the family, and to see, talking about proud again, the way our fans have shown how much they care about this club after we won the league against Tottenham, how much they love the club when we were having the parade. This is the club. If you play for this club, it's unbelievable when you win things, but in moments of tragedy, I think it's also unbelievable what these fans are doing. So the fans cannot have better players to play for them, but I think us as players and staff, we can't have better fans to support us. But it's not only the fans. In the parade, it was only the Liverpool fans, which I assume. Now, this time it was the complete city. It wasn't only Liverpool, it was also the Everton fans, and not only this city, but also all around the country and in the world, but I want to represent this club in this city now even means more to me, to my wife, than it did before.
It's obviously very difficult to talk about football at the moment. There is a game on Sunday against Preston. Is it important for the team to get back on the pitch again now?
Nothing seems to be important if we think of what has happened. But we are a football club, and we need to train and we need to play again, if we want it or not. And what I've said to the players, I can say it here as well. It's very difficult to find the right words because we constantly argue what is appropriate in our actions, what is appropriate, what we have to say. Can we train again? Can we laugh again? Can we be angry if there's a wrong decision? And I've said to them, the only thing, maybe the best thing for us to do is handle this situation like Jota was. And what I meant with that is that Jota was always himself. Didn't matter if he was talking to me, to his teammates, to the staff. He was always himself. So let us try to be ourselves as well. So if we want to laugh, we laugh. If we want to cry, we're going to cry. If they want to train, they can train. If they don't want to train, they can train. But be yourself. Don't think you have to be different than your emotions tell you. Second of all, Jot was the player that if things were really, really, really difficult, I always looked at him and say, now we need something special from you. And he delivered so many times in those moments. I can come up with all of these moments, but even before I was here, he had many of these moments as well. So we are in a very difficult time. So let's try to do what Diogo did so many times. If it's so difficult, then try a little bit harder, or just keep on going and try to make it work. And the last thing is that he was the player in our team. I would say that was mainly, it was all with him about the team. And not only the players, also, like I said, the staff. So if we want to go through this period, we need to do this together. And I think, and you know this, and because you told me that he selected a photo after we won the league against Tottenham, and he wanted to have that photo in his house. And he decided not to take one from himself. He decided to take one with us as the whole group, the whole staff, in front of our fans. And that probably tells us as a team and everyone around the world how much of a team player he was.
We've taken the decision to retire his shirt number as a lasting tribute to Diogo. That was something really important to everyone here, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was. We will always carry him with us in our hearts, in our thoughts, wherever we go. Maybe especially in the difficult moments, because what I just said. But in any moment we are here, we will carry him with us in our thoughts and in our hearts. And to retire his shirt is, I think, the one thing we should, and have done.
What will be your overriding memory of Diogo Jota?
I've only worked with him for a season, and only in that season he's been so important for me, for the club, for the fans, for his teammates in difficult moments. So I can come up with the Everton goal, I can come up with some other goals, Fulham when we were down to 10. Even the last game we played against Crystal Palace when we were down to 10 and 1-0 down, he came in and he took the ball in our own half, and it led to us scoring the 1-1. That is the football player that is in my mind. But I think where I take comfort in, that in the last month of his life he was a champion in everything, a champion for his family, which is the main and most important thing, because he got married, a champion for his country, because he won the Nations League, a country that he cared about so much, because he also wore the flag when we had the celebrations, and of course a champion for us by winning the Premier League.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Unimaginable for Arne Slot to be sat in that place just a couple of weeks on from the best days of his life. Certainly as a professional, but spoke so eloquently, we have to remember, in a foreign language as well, able to articulate, Jay, and and able to almost give us a pointer now in what we do next as a football club and a group of supporters. You spend so much time around him, but he never fails to impress us, even in times like these.
No, in every time that he's needed to step up as a manager and to show the togetherness, the love and everything that the fans have for this club, for what he has for this club, the way he speaks is incredible. It comes from the heart, it's not a script. Everything's done from his own way and how he feels, and he's representing the players, the staff, everybody at AXA, but all Liverpool fans around the world as well. And he's been an unbelievable class act along with the players on this very, very difficult time.
Love has just consumed Anfield, and I'm sure you've seen pictures of it if you haven't been there yourself to lay tributes. We're talking about the manager there, Jason, just a few moments ago, and the fans have come here in the mood that they intend to be this afternoon, which is to celebrate this unimaginable loss, but celebrate this unbelievable man.
Yeah, it's just really, really difficult, isn't it? And raw, the emotion's still raw, still so soon after the incident. Listening to the manager speak was really emotional. It's a very difficult time for him, something that no manager position should be put in. But for the fans as well, we've been through tragedy as a football club, and we come together at times like this, and it's just really difficult to talk about. And for me personally, when it happened, I've stayed away from the situation. I found it really difficult to talk about. It's been really emotional. It's the first time I've spoken about it, and it's just really difficult, really, really difficult. And I think what you just said there, Pete, I think the celebration of his life, I think, is what is needed. So it's great that the fans have turned out, and they'll pay their respects today, like we will when we play at Anfield for the first time, first game of the season, and I'm sure it'll go right through the season. And we need to galvanise ourselves as a football club now and move forward in a positive direction, which is, it's going to be difficult, but that's what the manager and his staff and the senior players, Lee Richardson, the psychologist, likes of Jay around the football club, that's what they're there to do. And I'm sure we'll be okay.
You've seen this for yourself as well, Jay. Many thousands of people have been to Anfield, but also been there to sign the book of condolence, and you were there on Friday. I imagine driving there, you were thinking, what can we expect today? But when you were there with the lads, it was just silence. Everybody was in silence for the entire time that you were there.
Yeah, driving there was a real difficult one, because, like you say, you didn't know how to react. Did you go there and be around people? Did you hug people? Did you speak? Was you silent? It was a real difficult one to be, but it shows. Looking at it, the flowers, the PS controllers, the gaming controllers, the teddies, the scarves, it's an unbelievable thing. But this club is just special, and like Jason touched on, under tragedy, this club seems to just come together. And we've dealt with many difficult times over Liverpool's lifetime, and we always seem to pull together in an unbelievable way that, other clubs do it in their way, but we do it in a special way that you just can't explain in words. And Friday was a real emotional time. The class acts of, Virgil, because, Virgil's the captain of this club. He stepped up, he was fantastic with the family. Ali obviously came back, reported early as well from, the timing that he was due to come back in. So at the end as well, the lovely touch, the fan that was upset, he made the time to go and support them as well. So Friday was a real emotional one, but one that it was time to reflect, and maybe that window where we all go show our respects. And like Jason said, the club, we are now moving on, and like the manager said, we're going to move on in a way, but we're also going to keep Jota's memory and live like Jota would.
I think it's given us a really acute reminder as well, Jason, that these are just young lads that love each other as well. We talk about leaders in football. The pictures we see there are leaders in humanity. Like Jay mentioned there before, there's no divide between fans and players. Alisson Becker and his wife spending time with fans that were upset. They've never been through this before, but what comes natural to them is that they're there for each other, and we are together.
It's not a tragedy in sport, it's a tragedy of life, and I think it reflects how fragile life can be. From where we were as a football club, the end of May, being part of that celebration and winning the league, and, the way the club's moved forward, the transfers that we brought in, the players that we brought in, and everyone's on a high, and really looking forward to the season starting again. To be struck by such a tragic moment, it's just left so many layers broken, Like no one, Jay's touched on it there, there's no handbook for this situation, for a manager, for anybody. And you know, the fans will come together, the football club will come together, and we'll find a way of moving forward in a positive way. And you know, it's going to be very difficult, very, very difficult, very raw. This is the first time. In some ways, there is no right or wrong for situations to happen. People will say, well, they shouldn't play, but for me personally, it's our own personal decision. I think it's a good thing. I think, you know, to get the lads back out on the pitch, to get back together, to get back in a professional environment, you know, and to deal with it together. You know, like Jay said, together. That's what we will be. We'll be together through this. And yeah, I think it's a good thing that the players have got together today. And I think the game is appropriate. I think the fans being here today is appropriate. It's just a hurdle we're going to get over. There's another hurdle to come, and there's another one after that, and there's another one after that. But we'll do it. We'll do it.
That is their most natural environment, Jay, that they've been thrust into an environment that nobody is comfortable with. But being out there on the pitch today, do you sense that will give them a little bit of help in what they need to do to get ready?
Yeah, you know, it's real difficult because, like the manager said, you know, we, as players coming back, Jason will know, like through all that, in pre-season when you come back, you know, the excitement to come back on that first day, but, you know, this pre-season with the tragedy that's happened, you know, the players didn't know whether they're going to come back and should they smile, you know, should they enjoy the time coming back. Even like, you know, Mo reached out and said that, you know, he wouldn't feel the same. Of course it won't, because, you know, at the end of the day, these players, these staff, the kitchen staff, the physios, everyone, they spend probably more time together than they do with their own families.
Very intimate, isn't it?
It's very intimate. You know, you're with them day in, day out for long hours. You travel across the world with them as well. So, you know, he's like a brother to everybody, and you know, it's an unbelievable tragedy that's happened. But like you just say, to get back on the pitch and, you know, get down to business, like the manager said, do it like Diego would. Diego would love, you know, he'd with a smile on his face, he'd work hard, and the players we can just obviously represent Diego now going forward, and Andre as well, and this is how Liverpool fans want to do it.
Just a word on the shirt, Jay, as well, that virtually everybody, it appears, has got his shirt on today. You wore that number 20 yourself. Nobody will wear that number 20 again for Liverpool at any level. It's a fitting tribute to somebody that will remember for that number forever.
Yeah, listen, I think it's an absolute class act from the club. I think it's an unbelievable thing for the club to do, an unbelievable gesture. I thought Michael Edwards' comments with the words that he did it. Obviously, he came in 2020, he won the 20, he wore the 20. I think it's an unbelievable thing. For me personally now, obviously, it was a huge privilege for me to wear the 20, but even more so now to be able to wear that same number that Diego did and represent it for this football club. But yeah, an absolute class act from the club, and he will always be on number 20.
Well, also during the show, hopefully you'll have seen it. If you feel ready to watch it now, we pay tribute to Diogo on Monday with various people associated with Liverpool, from Phil Thompson right the way through to club chaplain Bill Bygroves, who has been there for the players this week. And if you didn't get the chance to catch the show, here's just a snippet of what he had to say in terms of what to point us towards now in this grieving process.
You do need time. That's important. You do need to shed tears. Tears are the safety valves of the heart when too much pressure is on them. They're like liquid prayers. They say things we haven't got the words for. And of course, treasuring memories, keeping and locking in your heart precious memories of folk, and allowing them to grieve in their own way, in their own time.
This book of condolence as well, people from all over the world, vast numbers of them have felt compelled to come forward and say in words what Diogo meant to them as well. There were queues for hours yesterday, and they will get the opportunity, hopefully most people who can, to come here and to sign, and people will do that online as well. How important is that in this grieving process for Liverpool fans?
It's allowing people to express their love for the family. And, you know, this club has had to deal with Heysel and had to deal with Hillsborough, and this city knows how to grieve and to express their oneness with the family at this time is so vitally important.
You're so vitally important to this club now, Bill, as well, and I know you will continue to be for however long it takes, so we really appreciate your time in what is a really awful time for the club and for you as well.
Honestly, it's a privilege to be part of this club and to serve this club. And on behalf of our club, to the family, we wish to express our most sincere and deepest sympathy and condolences to you all, and promise you that you are and will remain in our thoughts and in our prayers. And remember the verse in the Bible that says, I will never leave you nor forsake you, which if you say it backwards is you forsake nor you leave, never will I. And when Diego sang that song, You Never Walk Alone, in front of the Cop on the last day of the season, I had the privilege of saying to the group of players before that, remember, when our hand is in his, we don't live alone, we don't die alone, we don't enter eternity alone. May that comfort your heart.
Yeah, hopefully it comforted your heart. He's been there for the players this week, which will give you great comfort as well. And like he said, this will take time, so continue to treasure those memories, continue to talk to each other as well. I think that's the most important part to take from this week as well. And the football isn't too far away. Let's confirm the 11 that Arne Slot has selected to start this game today, and it will be a squad that will be a mixture. You will notice some of the players that are missing. This, of course, has been a disrupted pre-season, so some of the players not involved in the squad today will take part in sessions back at the AXA Training Centre. They will take no risks where players' fitness is concerned, where these games are concerned as well. So Mohamed Ashvili gets his first start as a Liverpool player. Connor Bradley, Joe Gomez and Costas Tsimikas, the experienced part of the back four that will start. You'll notice also Lucas Stevenson's name in there. Had a brilliant loan at Dundee, played a really big part in last season's summer tour as well. Potentially you might see him as a centre-back today. We'll wait and see on that one. Trey Ione alongside Ryan Gravenberch and Dominic Szoboszlai, Rio Engamoa and Mo Salah, and looks as though it could be Chiesa through the middle of the pitch as well. And that is the Liverpool 11. There is experience as well as a few new faces amongst that Liverpool substitutes bench, so looking forward to seeing those in action. Mo Salah, you will notice there as well, is the Liverpool captain here this afternoon. And they take on Preston for Paul Higginbottom. They avoided relegation on the last day of the season, the championship campaign, of course, so a summer of rebuild for them. The boss has brought 6 new faces in. The standout, probably their defender, Odell Afire from Brighton. He signed for big money. He gets to start off the bench today, so keeper Daniel Everson, back for his third stint with Preston North End, is amongst the substitutes, amongst the starting 11 I should say there. Will Keane, Ali McCann, Jordan Storey, Andrew Hughes, Lewis Gibson and Stefan Thordarson. Another new face from Preston. Another new fullback on the left side is Thierry Small as well, and Milutin Osmajesh as well up front for them this afternoon. So let's continue with our chat here pitchside with Jay Spearing and Jason McAteer as well. Jay, you've spent an awful lot of time around the team over the course of the last 12 months. There is obvious excitement to see some of these new signings and how they settle into things, and they will get the chance on the green grass here today.
Yeah, listen, Jason touched on it before, the way the club have gone about their business in the summer transfer window for me has been, would have I expected it so quickly and so soon? Probably not. You know, I would have probably seen them. You want to try and get players in for pre-season. You want to try and get them to bed in. You know, they want to obviously see their teammates. Vert for me is obviously an unbelievable signing from the club. I think that's a bit of a statement one. Frimpong as well, as you can see in the pictures now, unbelievable fullback. Losing obviously someone like Trent Alexander-Arnold is never easy. But bringing someone like Frimpong in, yeah, is he different? Of course he is. But you know, working with Mo, I'm sure he'll be quick enough to be able to duel that partnership with him. And then Kerkez, we've all seen him plenty week in, week out for Bournemouth, and them having a fantastic season. Another fantastic buy from Richard Hughes, and yeah, it's a great start. And maybe the rumours might be one or two more, but we'll wait and see.
There is a look about Liverpool as strong as they were last season. Some of the new names brought in, like Jay says, the timing has been key, hasn't it? They've been brought in to get used to their teammates in horrible circumstances, of course, but this will help them this afternoon, these new players, to get used to the Liverpool way.
Yeah, exactly. You know, their business has been fantastic, real statements of intent to all the teams around them, that they want to continue winning trophies and staying at the top table. And as Jay said, Vert, great signing. Frimpong, great signing on the right. There's competition for Connor Bradley there as well. Kerkez, left back, I think we all kind of knew, you know, they were after him and he was going to come in. I still don't think their business is done. I think they're still actively looking, it looks like, for a centre forward. So, you know, that'll be interesting to see who comes in, but a real statement of intent. And you're right, you know, to get on the grass so early. I mean, we were speaking about it before. Usually you're back from pre-season and, you know, you've got 2 weeks before you see a bit of grass on a ball. But they're straight into it, you know, so the manager wants to get them back out in the environment that they enjoy, which is, you know, kicking balls around in a match situation. So, yeah, I'm sure the lads will be, you know, it's a happy place in it, the grass. That's where you want to be, and I'm sure the lads will put a shift in today.
There's lots of different narrative around players that come back in pre-season. They obviously come back in great condition now, but Jay, you spend so much time around some of these young players that are just desperate for an opportunity. We mentioned at the top there, Lucas Stevenson. These loans in the first place are aimed at getting these players out and getting them ready for first team football. He's done that, had a great summer last year, and there will be another test for him potentially to play in an unfamiliar position today.
Yeah, Luca done exceptionally well last pre-season with the first team. You know, they loved him, the manager loved how he played, he was tenacious, he got on the ball, he'd give it, done things simple, had a fantastic loan at Dundee, like you say. He guided them to European football for the first time in a long time, and now the manager's obviously trusting him again today. He's a versatile player, he can play right back, right wing back, in midfield. Like you say, it's going to be a little bit of a difference in positioning for him today, but if there's someone that the manager trusts to go in there and fill in that spot, then he's the man for it.
I think it's important the pathway for the kid stays open, like Jürgen had it. I think, you know, we've seen plenty of players coming through the academy, be given an opportunity. You know, you want that in a football club, and it's nice to see that Arne Slot continue to do that. I mean, Jay's been around them. There's some top quality in the 18s, the 21s coming through. It's important that the pathway to the first team stays open and they get to express themselves, not just in pre-season, but obviously in the cup games as well, you know, within the season.
Well, this club's always been renowned for it, you know. Our bread and butter, and the fans want more than anything is a local scouser or a local player to come through, and from our academy to come in, and you know, Jarell was the latest one, and now Jarell's obviously moved on and gone to Bayer Leverkusen, but you know, they're always after the next one to come through and one opportunity for them, but they just have to remember today is they have to enjoy it. You know, they can't think too much into it. They have to go out and enjoy the football and just show the players and the fans what they're all about.
He does have that experience alongside him with Joe Gomez as well, Jason. Probably no real pre-season for him in terms of a break. He missed the last 3 months of the season, so this will be an incredibly important period of him, won't it, to stay clear of them niggles where he can really force an issue potentially on the manager.
Yeah, you're right with Joe. I think it's important as well. You know, the amount of football that FIFA and UEFA now are putting pressure on players to play in with internationals. It's very difficult, you know, when a manager wants to bring the team back, the whole squad back at the same time, because it's so disjointed. Players coming back a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, depending on how far their country gets through the competitions that they're playing in. This season, I think it's a blessing we haven't gone to the Club World Cup. Not really interested in it at all. I think it's great for Liverpool as a club, and great for the manager that he gets a lot of the players back all at the same time going through pre-season. It's massively important. As much as we hated it, it's massively important for a footballer to get a full pre-season under his belt before the season opens.
You definitely notice the difference, do you, if you don't get that and it is disrupted in some way?
100% you do.
Catch up in it.
Yeah, that's exactly the best word for it, catch up, because straight away you feel as if you're behind. If someone's had a week or two before, you can never mirror playing or training with the lads. You know, you can do as much running around the track, you can do as much weights in the gym, but it just doesn't feel the same to doing in a 5-a-side, a 10-a-side, an 8-a-side on the training field. It's a complete different type of fitness. It's probably one really hard to explain, but unless you're involved in it and you do it, then it's completely different. So you want to be in there as quick as you can, and like from the day one, and just join the group for as long as you can.
Mo Salah captains this team today as well, Jason. He's led before in massive games. This will feel like a different type of leadership for him today as he leads the players out that have had the most toughest of weeks.
Again, he's going to have to find something that is probably alien to him. You know, he's a senior pro now, been around a football club a long time, a talisman. You know, fantastic servant to the football club, one of the best we've had, but in these difficult times he's going to have to dig deep, and as you said, different kind of leadership. He's got to lead from the front, he's going to have to be vocal, something probably we don't see with Mo Salah, but he's going to have to use his voice and his presence, you know, over the next, for however long it's going to take. He's going to have to be that influential character, likes of with Virgil. Joe Gomez is another one. You know, they know what this football club's about. So it's going to be a vitally important few weeks for him, to be honest.
It will be a tough watch today, there's no two ways about that. Very briefly, Jay, at the other end of the generational scale is Rio Ngamoa, you've seen a lot of. Can you give us in 30 seconds something where we could be excited about where he's concerned?
I could probably be here for a lot longer than 30 seconds, but yeah, Rio's an exceptional young talent. He's very, very gifted on the ball. You know, he can beat 1, 2, 3 players. He can bind very well. His finishing's fantastic. Obviously now the work rate is now he's got to get ready to play Liverpool and be up and down that field. But yeah, an exciting talent.
Well, you can hear the appreciation for the players as they just get ready prior to going out here today. If you're watching us on All Red Video, LFC TV or YouTube, stay with us for the live match following our pre-match show. If you're watching the build-up on your social media channels at the moment, on YouTube, for example, free, due to the rights restrictions, your stream will go off just before kick-off. So to find out how to watch the match, go to our website at liverpoolfc.com. And we can tell you how that is concerned as well. We're going to vacate our positions here very soon as well and hand you over to Gary Gillespie and John Bradley. There are various tributes going on in the lead up to kick-off here this afternoon. But just a reminder on that, to watch the match, go to our website, liverpoolfc.com. And viewers in the UK, the match is also being shown live on ITV1, but we will be here, of course, after kick-off to take you up to some pre-match analysis with Jason McAteer as well. So we'll see you a little bit later on.
Yes, thank you, Pete. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jay. It feels strange to be back playing football in the wake of everything we've seen over the last week. The tragic loss of Andre and Diogo. And for you, Gary, you lived through a time where football became irrelevant.
Yeah,
in the aftermath of Hillsborough. When did that time come back to you and the rest of the team that you had to play football again?
It's a difficult one, John. I think we obviously had the game against Celtic, which was the game before we started back in playing league football, and that was a kind of the breakthrough. I think everybody realised that we had to get back to business, as hard as it was, and it was harder for a lot of other individuals. I know John Aldridge took it very, very hard indeed, and it was difficult for him. And each individual will be different, but it's a case of to be professional and get back on the horse again and get focused on what your job is. As sad as it was, obviously, to lose the two Portuguese lads, unbelievably sad occasion, and your heart can only go out for it. It's hard to find the words to actually find the sympathy and the grief and to share it with everybody. But we're back on the field today. We're back playing football. And hopefully that will be some sort of rest and we can put this a little bit behind us. But it's never easy at all.
So welcome to Deepdale Stadium, the home of Preston North End, where Liverpool do begin their pre-season preparations. The Reds taking to the pitch for the first time since we lost Diogo Jota and Andre Silva in that road traffic accident in Spain, in what has been one of the toughest weeks for the Liverpool family. It's now an opportunity for everyone to come together as one, with the hope that football can begin to heal the loss that we are all feeling right now. Well, Diogo Jota and Andre Silva will be commemorated with a number of tributes at this match this afternoon. Ahead of the game, there will be a minute's silence that will be observed by the players, the officials and everyone inside the stadium in the memory of Diogo and Andre. As ever, both sets of players will wear black armbands, and prior to the kick-off and the teams making their way onto the field, the Preston club captain Ben Whiteman will make his way to the Liverpool supporters' end and lay a wreath in front of the Liverpool fans, rather fittingly stationed today in the Bill Shankly Cop. Before that, Claudia Rose Long-Maguire, the wife of the former Preston striker Sean, will sing the anthems of both clubs, starting with Preston's Can't Help Falling in Love with You, and that will be followed by what I am sure will be a hugely poignant You'll Never Walk Alone. But for this moment, let's just drink in the pictures and let them do the talking for us.
Can you please
Well, have the words of that song ever been as fitting as they were right there?
Yeah, very poignant moment.
And now we have the teams, and now we return to football. Mohamed Salah leading Liverpool today. And let's take a check on the Liverpool side. The first start for Georgi Mamadashvili as a Liverpool player. And opportunities, as we always see in pre-season, for the great young talent that this club has at its disposal. Lucas Stevenson, so good for loan last season, and Rio Ngomoa as well. But it's full of big names who probably have wanted to be together this week.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a case of always like a case in pre-season where you have a little bit of a mixture between the youth and the experience. It's an exciting time from Liverpool's point of view with the three big signings that were made through the summer. Obviously, Mamadashvili as well included in that, right? That makes it four.
And this is the Preston North End side, selected by Paul Heckingbottom. Lots of new signings for them, the likes of Small and Everson coming in. Osmajic, who leads the line, is a devastating striker on his day as well.
Deepdale, may I have your attention, please? We will now observe a period of silence in honour of Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva following their devastating recent passing. It will begin and end with the referee's whistle.
Andre and Diogo will never be forgotten. Well, if you are watching this pre-match show on social media or our free YouTube channel right now, due to rights restrictions, the stream will end just as the game kicks off. To find out how to watch the match, go to our website. It's liverpoolfc.com to join us for Liverpool's first pre-season game of 2025-2026.